Greetings, everyone. It is day 58 of my 90-day challenge. Hope you all are doing well this Tuesday. So, yeah, it's been going okay for myself. Still working on plateauing at the moment, but it's yeah, it's obviously not heading back the other way, which is the most important thing, right? Is that not going back to the old ways, or yeah, just not digressing. Right? So yeah, just for now, just chipping away at it each day as much as possible. Once again, hoping not to get sick, as wife is still sick at the moment, and as always, we're in the same room, right? So it's not like we can, uh, you know, find a different place, area of the house to sleep in. So just once again, just crossing my fingers that it does not become a full blown cold where just my energy, my focus, yeah, just gets taken away from me, right? So definitely very important for me to just keep going, keep chipping away at it, rest as much as possible as well, so that I can continue to just keep working on my overall health. But at the same time, once again, this coming March is just it's a checkpoint. I know that it is a 90 challenge, but it is, if we look at it as 90 days and one and done, then obviously just a matter of time. When you know you fall back into the old ways of doing things, because that is easy, that is sort of comfort, that is at the same time, like I said, safety, a sure thing, not a lot of expectations, right? It's just once again, it's comfort, right? And the body is used to, as long as it's safe, then the body, it doesn't not enjoy the ability of just not having variables, right? Uncertainty, right? So if it doesn't hurt, if it doesn't kill us, then it's something that it's manageable, right? And to all things that when it comes to growth um and when it comes to growth, obviously it comes with a little bit of risk, depending on how much you are willing to learn from it, right? Willing to test things out. um, so that will definitely, once again, will reduce the risk as much as possible. But once again, we're not starting off with something that we know. We're gonna you know learn along the way. And once again, it was definitely kind of a opening, a thought process today, for myself, when it comes to you know two different kinds of people, right? Well, those who are there to harvest, those who are willing to grow. So take an example of yourself at work. You have the harvesters. So think of those people who are just coming in to come in and pick up a paycheck, right? So only working to what is required of them. Time in, and collect collect your pay, right? And no effort towards growth. Has probably been doing the work for a long period of time, right? But at the same time stagnant, compared to the person that is uh, a grower or growth mindset, right? So um, they're not too concerned about the pay itself, right? They are kind of more concerned of making sure that the pay, or the place that they work has the potential of growth, the potential to become more, right? So obviously, putting more effort and work at the beginning for the grower, right, to possible, have that sustainable over time, right? So that's the thing, we have these two different people. One is linear, and the other one is has the exponential growth over time, right? So it's like a gardener versus a gatherer, right? So obviously, let's see here. So let's see, the harvester, the collecting mindset, right, versus the growth mindset. So primary goal of the harvester or collector: extraction, getting the results immediately. For the growth mindset, the gardener, cultivation, building the capacity to produce results, right? So their primary focus, so the harvester, the fruit, which is their focus is money, their focus is grades, status, win. For the gardener, the root, so they're focusing more on skills, they're focusing on systems, habits, and they're building up character, right? For these guys, when it comes to reaction to failure, for the gatherer, collector, it's devastating. It means the harvest was lost. For the gardener, it's more informative. So it just means it is fertilizer for next season. So it means it's just a learning. It's a learning experience, right? And it's one where we can learn and grow and build upon for the next time we do it, right? It's not like one and done, right. So the trajectory, so once again, for the harvester, it is linear. So you only get what you grab today. For the gardener, the growth mindset, it's exponential. Your efforts compound over time, right? So it's a lot harder at the beginning, right? We tend to have like immediate results, or look for immediate results right away. But at the same time, it's you're always in search, right? So when it comes to sustainability for both, once again, the gatherer, the collector, right? It's low. Once a resource is depleted, you must move on. So that's the thing. When it comes to our ancestors back in the day, they had to move with they had to migrate, and they had to follow where the food is, where as things that they gather animals that they hunt, migrate to stay within, their season, right? So for the gardener, it's high. The system replenishes itself, right? So that's the thing, it's, we can learn for having both, right? And having that balance, right? So once again, with the HiveFit, obviously, we want to eat in a way that is, that is as close to that, where, once again, we gotta work for our food, just like the um our our the growth mindset, but at the same time, um it's worth the reward. It worth the health that we get out of it, right? So it's, once again, it's balancing both, and over time, as we continue to build away on that and stay consistent with that, building our habits, creating our systems, right? Our bodies become healthier and stay in its peak form, right? And when things get hectic, then obviously, it is there to help us out, right? So yeah, it's very, having a growth mindset over um, a gatherer or collector mindset, right? It just makes life easier over time. Obviously, once again, like all things, we had to put the work in, right, at the beginning, like it, even though like it feels like we're not getting in anything out of it, like, when it comes to, thinking at work, right? um Not getting, when it comes to work, right? um Thinking that, people are not going to work for free, but at the same time, you know they want something, right? So um I think it's like, you know especially when it's like it's winter season, it's a slow season, there's not a lot out there to hunt, but they expect, like, that something's gonna be there to bail them out, right? Especially, I think what was it, the grasshopper and the ant. So the ant spent the season before winter to gather and prepare for the winter, while the grasshopper, spent its time just enjoying immediate gratification, immediate results. And when it came to winter time, the grasshopper wasn't prepared, right? The ant, was already snugged into its home, um, having you know storage, it's stocked of foods that it collected during, the warm season, to definitely, ride out the winter season. So this, once again, at work, when it comes to becoming slow season, right? That there's, uh, especially if you've been there long, that there's going to be these times of when things go slow, and things speed up, especially, when it comes to the winter time, when it comes to November, December, when, sales are coming in, Christmas is coming in, then obviously a lot of people are spending in November and December. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, people are spending a lot of money, so that, and obviously that creates a lot of business for a lot of people, right? And then after that, it slows down, right? And have you prepared yourself for those moments, or we're expecting that you know, things are still gonna be as normal, and that, putting in your time in, expecting that, a slow day was gonna bear fruit than, a busy day, right? It's putting that power towards, others, that um you're at the will or disposal of them, right? So definitely, once again, creating a growth mindset, especially one where, you're you live through a lens of just curiosity, right? Always wanting to learn, compared to that, okay, this is how things are, this is what I know, and these are the results, and nothing's gonna change, right? So unless we change, right? So you just live life, you know s- you know in a straightward direction instead of upward direction, right? Where, you learn, you grow, you implement, and you get something on, the equal sign, right? You get a results, and it doesn't end there. You build upon that, and same results, you learn, you grow, right? You take action, and then there's an output on, at the other end of the equal sign, right? So, well, very important that, no matter how old you are, whether you're starting life in your 20s or you're halfway there in your 50s, right? There's always continuous growth, right? There is, once again, there's retirement is a word that just, is best used for, uh, corporations, right? As a worker, right? Doesn't mean that, it is the end of your growth and learning experience. So when it comes, once again, when it comes, boiling this down, when it comes to your health and well-being, it's an ongoing thing, regardless what age you are, right? And you always need to stay ahead of it. So, always need to focus on your health span over than your lifespan, because they go hand in hand. The healthier you are, right? The odds are, the longer your lifespan is, right? If you don't focus on your health span, right, your lifespan, especially uh, near the end, or the other half of that, definitely is, it's living more older than you truly are, right? Where, mobility has been reduced, you know focus has been reduced, you're probably battling different ailments, right? So just, you're when you're 50, you're feeling more like 60 or 70, right? Instead of feeling more, you know 40, 30s, right? So, you know um, um that growth mindset when it comes to your health, always curious of, of what foods work for you, always curious of, trying new things to biohack your body, trying new things to be present, to keep your stress level low, right? And once again, focusing on, eating right is gonna pay off a lot more than just trying to work out you know your bad habits, right? And you cannot um, work out um, eating fast food, or it just it doesn't take a lot of energy to consume to go about your day. But we eat a huge amount of calories, and especially if we don't prepare and choose the right foods, um, we'll continue to look for these things that are gonna try to meet our nutritional needs, and that is going to be a hard case where we consume more calories than getting in our nutritional needs. So eating a lot of, as they say, naked carbs, right? And expecting that somewhere in there, is the our nutritional needs that our body needs, right? So yeah, it's very important to instead of just eating for just eating, we gotta and eating for just foods that taste great, right? You gotta eat for energy, right? Energy for us to be able to experience life at the highest level, being able to be at our best to grow and learn, and just uh, strengthening that feeling for us, that intuition to just guide us towards exponential growth, right? So if you eat for energy, definitely very important for us so that we seek out our nutritional requirements. We continue to biohack in a way that we create ways where our our output creates more results, right? And once again, we're not going to be perfect. We're going to have our off days, but if we know create those systems and habits and skills for exponential growth, then we're able to ride out those tough moments, right? Especially for the end, right? We focus on that growth. We prepare ourselves for winter ahead of time. Then obviously when winter comes, we can ride it out, right? We can ride out the cold, the lack of food supplies, and because everything's so available, we're always stuck in that moment of that summer where we can get once again, the world has become a smaller place that we don't need to um, move with. We don't have to migrate to where the food source is, right? The one side of the plant's in winter season, then it doesn't mean half that plant just moves over to the other side, right? So very important that we just always have that mindset of curiosity, asking questions, uh, a mind shift or perspective that you know that fosters that curiosity, uh, and not looking at reaction, right? More the reflection, right? So once again, thank you guys for joining me tonight on day 58 of my 90-day challenge. We are in week 9 of this challenge. There's 13 weeks, about 13 weeks in this challenge. So we're 2/3 of the way, and thank you all who's been very supportive. Those who are still hopefully working on their health goals in this first quarter of 2026. Just keep going, right? It's very, very important that that your journey, your mission for your health is, ongoing forever, right? So that um, you're able to do the stuff that you enjoy well into your 70s, your 80s, your 90s. You don't want to be confined to a bed. You don't want to be, living those years suffering, right? Very important that you stay on top of your health. All right. Well, once again, thank you so much. If this has been helpful, feel free to like and give this video a thumbs up. Once again, this is being streamed on 3 different platforms. So feel free to subscribe and follow whichever platform you're on, whether it's YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Once again, you can stay connected. You can scan the QR code there or head over to coachryanj.com to stay updated. And once again, hit those notification buttons to stay updated and get the notifications when I go live. Once again, as always, to nurture that growth mindset, that gardener mentality. As always, continue to raise your environment. Raising your environments will definitely make it a lot easier for you to build those skills, those habits, and just growth, exponential growth over time, right? Then once you get to those years, right, then that's when you have no problem just harvesting, because you create a self-sustaining system for yourself, right, for your community, right? So once again, raise your environment so that you can raise yourself, and so that you can be the impact in your own community, right? Definitely be able to raise everyone up, those around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, and your community, right? You have the capacity to do that, and once again, that is where you're building your legacy. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all the very best. Once again, you don't know what people are going through underneath, right? So once again, an act of kindness, friendliness can go a long way in igniting someone's flame once again, so that they too will be, same, raising their own environments, so that they can raise themselves, and also paying forward, impacting their own environment. All right, thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all the very best, and I'll see you on the next stream.